now tuned into Check This Out News. We connect the streets. All right. So, of course, another edition of Check This Out News, and we have the very beautiful Laci K on the line. How you doing, Laci? What's good?
I'm good. How are you? What is up?
I mean, we're here trying to make it happen. Where are you? What part of the world are you in right now?
Right now, I'm actually in Scottsdale.
Oh, beautiful. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All
I'm
right.
in Arizona.
Scottsdale, Arizona, where everything is sunny and fine. Well, you know,
Yep.
it's been rumored in the tabloids that you're Tiger Woods' new girlfriend. Now, is this true or is this fake news as we've come to know it?
That is actually 100% fake news. I have no idea where that rumor started. I guess a UK website posted it. They got some anonymous tips somehow, some way, and everybody else ran with it. But TMZ ended up calling me, and they confirmed, or I confirmed with them and my publicist, that that was actually false.
Okay, so you guys don't have a relationship or, you know, any type of friendship. Would that be accurate?
Nope, none whatsoever. I've never met him, spoken to him, and I didn't even know who he was because I don't follow golf until that happened. And I'm like, wait, who am I dating supposedly?
Got you. Did you see that any of that association, was it at all beneficial to you, even if it wasn't true? Did it help your social media?
You know what? It actually has not. I've had to defend myself a lot to my fans about my alleged relationship with him. And, you know, even though it was on TMZ and everything else, it was, you know, a dark time in his life. I'm so glad that everything's better for him now. But it actually hurt my reputation just because the whole drugs and stuff like that was associated with my name. I've never done drugs. I've never partied. I'm actually the complete opposite. So once I started seeing that, I was like, okay, it's time to, like, you know, nip this here, and I gotta talk about it. I gotta speak up about it.
Okay, Laci, so let me ask you this. What really got your entertainment career rolling? What got you started?
You know, I would say networking with people in the entertainment industry. I started out doing the MMA, ring girl stuff, and I think it's really important in my line of work, in anyone's line of work, but how I started was I treated everybody with kindness and respect, and I never sacrificed my integrity to get ahead. So I've always been clean, sober, level-headed, laser-focused, trying to do things the right way, and staying focused on the bigger picture, I think, is what helped me succeed. And I've taken my social media seriously since day one, and since Instagram started, and I started 5 years ago. So I definitely treat it as my career, not a hobby, and definitely just taking it seriously. And that's helped me build my music actually today.
Dope. Now, what is the affiliation with Playboy, and did that help your career at all?
Yeah, I would say it definitely helped my career. When I was younger, I started and I was their body painted models at their parties at the mansion. I've also done the Playboy Fight Nights, so I was the ring card girl, as well as I sang the national anthem. This was years ago. And then I've been on Playboy a few times, or Playboy Radio a few times. But networking there, obviously, because there's nothing but red carpets and celebrities there, and everyone else is running around doing their thing, and I was, you know, again, networking, thinking about, okay, you know, this is what I want to do. Who are these people? Who are these people? Who can I talk to? You know, and keep myself relevant and in the situation. But good thing is I've been able to protect myself from bad situations by observing what really goes on. So Playboy helped me build self-confidence, as well as my brand, as well as being able to grow and being able to talk to people. So that helped me a lot because I'm definitely not afraid to go after what I want.
Absolutely. Now, how did you become a professional Instagram model?
Oh man, that is a lot of work, I'll tell you. I've invested a lot of time into my photos, videos, engaging with people and fans. I started my Instagram 5 years ago, so my following blew up pretty much, I wouldn't say overnight. It definitely takes time, but I've always kept my content professional, drama-free, interactive, and actually a big thing that I do that helps is giveaways. So right now, this big controversy on social media is like everyone's trying to sell you something. So with me, I'm sitting here trying to give stuff away for free just because I appreciate everybody's support and I care about them. And I think people forget to treat their followers like people. So, I've given away Xboxes, TVs, iPhones, PlayStations, just to kind of show I care because they're following me and engaging with me, and I want to show my love back to them. So I think that definitely helps.
Absolutely. Now, um, what is the earning potential in terms of being a model via Instagram?
Yeah. The earning potential, I think it just depends how people run their page and their brand. There's certain things you can do to hurt your brand, and there's things that can help your brand and who you associate yourself with. But you can definitely make over $1 million a year if you did it right.
Wow. Okay, absolutely. Now, does being an IG model lead to other opportunities in Hollywood, in LA?
Yeah, I think being an IG model definitely does. It helps you be seen, of course. I've received a lot of emails from high-profile people in Hollywood and other stuff to work on their projects and film and music, and you just pick and choose where you put yourself. But social media, where it's at right now, and having a large following definitely helps you be seen and be in front of people, and it adds a lot of value to someone's Hollywood project or whatever they're doing. So that definitely helps being seen. It helps them, and it helps you like with marketing and all that kind of stuff, and reach and engagement.
Absolutely. Now, what makes you a social media influencer?
I would say being a social media influencer, having a large following is definitely key. But like I said before, also the brand and message that someone creates with their brand. So mine is centered around empowerment, positivity, being real and honest is something that's huge for me because a lot of people can fake and pretend and see what they see and conform. But I encourage people to embrace themselves and accept themselves and go after what they want and just be real, whether it be bad, good, whether you're embarrassed about it or whatever. But I influence them to be positive and uplifting.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of separating your brand from the Kardashians, among others, what separates you from
Well,
these
the
other?
Kardashians are amazing. They are everywhere. So they have built a mega empire. So props to them for doing that. But they definitely started at the bottom, just like everybody. But I think that I think my brand's different because I'm all about the music and modeling, whereas theirs is about cosmetics and reality TV. So we definitely have some differences, but we definitely also have a lot of things in common at the same time.
Absolutely. Now, do you feel like the space is getting crowded?
There's definitely a lot of people doing, what everyone is doing these days, but I don't think so. I think that if you're talented enough and you make yourself stand out from the crowd, no matter how crowded it can get, you're definitely going to be seen. There's thousands of IG models and singers and YouTubers and all these things, and I believe I stand out because my work ethic, and it comes down to my attention to detail and ability to connect with my fans on a personal level. And people aren't doing that these days, and they forget, that their followers are people. And I always like to say followers don't equal fans. There's a huge difference between actual followers and actual fans and people that love you and support you. Because you can have followers, you can buy followers, or you can do whatever. But at the end of the day, your fans are the ones that are going to be there. So that's really important.
Real. Now, how are you leveraging social media to make yourself a household name and brand?
I'm constantly using my social media to connect with people all over the world. I have followers from everywhere, in India and Brazil and Dubai and the United States. But, for example, like I mentioned earlier, I do a lot of prizes, so I get a lot of followers that way from them tagging their friends and people being like, oh, check her out. And, I just like to say thank you for that. So doing my giveaways definitely helps me leverage and grow my audience. Last year I grew like 3 million off doing stuff like that. It definitely helps, and then it in return helps my music. And I already have 2 songs right now, and my fans are going crazy for them, and they're pushing my music, and they're helping me with thousands of views every day and watching my YouTube videos on it and my music videos. So it's definitely something that's completely life-changing, and I'm kind of in shock, actually.
Wow, that's dope. What is your favorite social media platform and why?
I would say Instagram for sure. I'm getting into the whole YouTube space, but I just love it. It's my favorite app, and I put the most time into it. I like the layout. It's easy to use. So many people are on it, and it's just easy to connect with people. The Instagram stories are a plus. They're my favorite. I love that. It's probably one of the best things they've done. But it's just a huge asset to my brand right now, and I completely take full advantage of it and connecting with people.
Okay. And what do you like most about social media? Uh, what do
I
you
would
like and
say
hate? What do you like and dislike? And we should ask that
like
at the
and
same
dislike.
time.
I would say I love being able to interact with people all over the world, and it's amazing that can have conversations with people anywhere, and that they actually know who I am on the other side of the world, because only social media can make that happen. And then I would say what I hate about it is definitely, I would say how it's changed people for the worst, because social media fame has gotten to people's heads, not everyone, but some people's heads, and they start to believe they're better than everyone, or they flaunt their materialistic items, and they kind of forget like why they started and where they came from. And I don't like people with ego. So I mean, I was raised in the Bay Area, so I'm definitely humble, and I'm a family person. So people, they stop being human beings and they become an empty shell and focus on likes and comments. And I've always just stayed real regardless of social media or money or any of that, because that's what's important. And at the end of the day, if there was social media or no social media, I would still be Laci K. So I know that regardless. So it's not like something I have to do and conform to. But yeah, that's probably what I would say I dislike about it.
Mm. Now, how do you manage the people? Manage these haters. I know sometimes, a lot of people seem to be corralled into the bullying and everything else, and I'm sure you have people that are going to hate. But how do you manage all that?
I would just say I dig it. Honestly, you wouldn't be where you're at without haters and without people doing that. And sometimes when they're really negative comments, I actually screenshot them, and I'm like, okay, like I keep these in my phone. And when I don't want to wake up in the morning, and when I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to push late night in the studio and pull an all nighter, and my voice is hurting, I'm like, this is exactly why I am doing this. And they actually push me even harder and harder and harder to do what I do. And I don't know. I think I wouldn't be where I'm at without them, to be honest.
Interesting. Now, what's the difference between being a social media star and a Hollywood star these days?
It's two different kinds of fames, I would say. It's still fame, but I think Hollywood celebs have their niche, and they're famous for movies and TV and stuff like that. And obviously social media celebrities are famous for being popular on apps that people use daily, but both are very different, but both have similarities. But my commitment to creating quality music will hopefully put me in the Hollywood category very soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what advice would you give to young men and women regarding how to use social media?
I would say just to be safe and not take what people say seriously about them if it's negative, just because that can really, really impact someone's whole life, not just their self-esteem, but everything, and that plays a huge role. And I think, I had to develop thick skin over time, and it's easier said than done. So the younger you teach, the better, but I would just tell them to stay focused on the positive and the facts that they have the ability to be themselves and express themselves in today's society. And 20 years ago, we didn't have this, and people couldn't do this. So if they're going to do it, just stay level-headed, stay on the right track, and it affects boys and girls and everyone, not just anyone. It just affects people in general. So I definitely hope that they keep their heads high and remember who they are.
Absolutely. What would you say? Do you think that likes affect teenage females differently than boys?
I wouldn't say it does. I think just people in general, whether you're boy, girl, whatever your race is, whatever job you do I don't think it affects anyone differently. I just think, self-confidence is self-confidence, and anything that anybody says or doesn't say can hurt someone. And they see people on social media and they're like, oh my gosh, they have all these and I only have this, and it can hurt them. But then again, it goes back to my last statement of, you just got to remember who you are and keep grinding. And I really hope that doesn't affect many people. And if it does, I hope that they can definitely get through that, because that's an awful thing. It's, it can also go the cyberbullying way and stuff like that. And it's kind of all the same realm there.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts on the Me Too movement?
Oh, that's a double-edged sword there. That's so difficult. It's very unfortunate that terrible things like have happened to men and women. I mean, people are just talking about the women, but it happens to men too. It's probably not like talked about, but
And people don't want to discuss it.
Exactly. They're always about the women stuff, and I don't think that it's right at all, that certain people have abused their power and took advantage of people. Obviously, that really happens, and I feel bad for those victims of abuse or whatever type of abuse they've went through. It's terrible. But on the other side of that, I also feel like any crime committed or anything like that should have due process and should, happen equally, and they should both be able to defend themselves and have a fair trial and speak up about it. And I don't think that it should ruin innocent people's careers and destroy, what they have over an accusation just because everyone's doing that at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it should be fair on both sides. I mean, when men and women both, and then on the other side, I think that any people in general should just be careful about the, situations they put themselves in.
Definitely. Do you think that you get more views via social media showing off your assets than a verbal or positive message?
Yeah, I would say, sex sells.
Right.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
It is.
It definitely helps me stand out because I am different, and I have that kind of over-the-top look. I just always have. It's definitely contributed to my rapid social media growth and success. But however, on the other side of things, I don't think that it's everything, because there's a lot of pretty faces out there that are just empty shells, and they can't even carry a conversation. How many times have you heard like, oh, she's pretty, but oh, she's, So
Yeah.
Definitely my personality and drive and energy and realness definitely separates me from other people. And yes, looks help, but today it's not all about looks. I think people have also, come past that and don't necessarily always judge a book by its cover, and people give those chances because now they want to see what someone's about. So I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today if it was just for my looks. You definitely have to add the other side of like having a personality and being a real person. That definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here at Check This Out, we are definitely feeling your track Bad. And I know you're doing your thing with music, so tell us about this song.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My first song, obviously, Turn Up, was really upbeat. So my second song, I was like, okay, I want to kick it a little slower, not a little, a lot slower, and give people something, to cruise down the highway and listen to. It's definitely a good couples song. I wanted it to be different. I like to show all sides of me, just like on social media, other than music. But even in music, it's really important to me to create, different vibes and not just stick inside this one box. I'd like to definitely venture out and do things that people wouldn't expect. I definitely felt like an Aaliyah vibe kind of with this song. So I love her. She's like a huge inspiration to me, or one of them. So I definitely wanted something, different. And I definitely think I did that. And then moving forward, always just switching it up and doing something different. I have the pop side and then I have the R&B side. So I think it's a good mix.
Absolutely. Now, clearly you're talented, so how would you describe your music or your sound?
Thank you. I would say definitely pop. I think that's definitely me inside. But I love R&B as well, the vibe to it. I just, I like the upbeat music that you can dance to, but it's funny because I love old school music, like old school, like Elvis, like 50s music. So as well as old school R&B, the legends, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, all that kind of stuff. That's my huge favorite. So I definitely like to mix it up and yeah. So I would just say probably pop and R&B mixed a little bit.
Definitely. When did your singing career begin?
It started when I was really young. It's actually funny because my dad he's an electrician, and he ended up wiring a studio for, back in the day, Mac Dre. Not everyone's going to know that name, but I'm from the Bay, so he ended up wiring his studio, and I came in when I was younger and did some stuff with them and just kind of always been in the mix. And then from there, I started singing the national anthem at my modeling events, so like the boxing events and the MMA, and then I did some stuff at NASCAR. So that's kind of where it started, and then I finally, did my networking and worked up, and now I have, a team and stuff like that, and we're working for actually doing music, recording music. So that's a huge step for me from obviously where I started, and this has just been a dream of mine for so long, and I'm like, all right, I'm not stopping until I get there. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's real. Who are some of the artists that you look up to or admire?
I would say, again, I'm going to go back to, it's so crazy, my 50s. I'm like obsessed with old school music. So obviously Elvis, Frank Sinatra. And then it brings me to the old school rap. No disrespect to any rapper or any music artist in today's day and age, but I guess maybe I'm biased. I'm a 90s baby. So the old school rap, I grew up listening to Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and Eminem. So that kind of stuff, Biggie, that's my
and you from the Bay Area too, huh?
Yep, I'm from the Bay.
That's what's up. Very nice.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I got you. Who would you like to work with? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but I also love Britney Spears, J-Lo, and Lady Gaga. Obviously their work ethic and what they do is unmatched. So
right.
that's also somebody I look up to. But I would honestly really, really, really love to work with Max Martin. For obvious reasons. He is one of the best producers. He's worked with Britney Spears, he did some of Demi Lovato stuff, and I literally think you can tell the difference between when he does something, because it's amazing. Like, you're like, oh, he did this? Okay, yeah, I can see. That would be a dream. As well as Timberland, because I think he's super awesome too, and he's a great, producer, and I think these people are just amazing, and I just look up to their work, so it would just be crazy to work with them or somebody like that.
Yeah, he did some dope work with Nelly Furtado and so many other artists, so, absolutely, I get that.
Exactly.
When can we expect the album, Laci?
So I've been working on this with my team for a while, and I think that 2019 is going to be a realistic album, because I'm also doing my singles at the same time. I really don't want to stall and have no music coming out. I just want to push forward. So definitely I'm going to be doing that on the side, but I think 2019 is going to be when the album is going to be here. Okay,
that's what's up. So I guess we can expect a whole lot from you by 2020.
Oh, yeah, 2020 is going to be my year, I think I'm confident, and I think I'll be touring by that point. That's what I want to do, and I love connecting with fans. There's nothing better than being on stage and the rush that gives you. So I'm confident in myself and my team that's going to be happening.
No, that's dope, Laci.
This is Laci K with Osei, The Dark Secret, and you're listening live.
Brand new banger. You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
This is Ice Cube, representing live from the West Coast. Mike Johns, let's go. This is some of that exclusive shit.
Shampoo, I'm a bad girl, but I'm sweet like honey. Do talk dirty to me, tell me what you gonna wanna do. I'm a boss in the bed. Take it off. Sit back, lay back, let me do it all. I move that ass in a circle. Carousel. Got you losing your mind, yeah, never felt. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. I know it's wrong, but it feels right. Yeah. You turn me on when it's midnight. Yeah. I wear that thong that you really like. Yeah. Then I play that song and it goes like, baby, can you pull me closer? Need to feel you deeper. Know you love your ex, but do you really need her? Don't think I'm an upgrade, then you must be a dreamer. Best you ever had, and baby, that was just a teaser. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good, babe. Yeah, I'm bad, but I give it to you good.